From time immemorial, humans have looked to the natural world, which we always have been a part of, in order to heal ourselves. In this respect, the Jews of Eastern Europe were no different from any other people. If anything, what set many Eastern European Jewish communities apart by the 20th century was a reluctance to embrace the modern era and all the advantages promised by its technologies, including medicine. Had the Second World War not destroyed their communities, the natural healing traditions that had kept Eastern European Jews resilient for centuries would still be known today. Instead, this essential part of their history has been long obscured and, consequently, utterly forgotten by posterity. But who were the Eastern European Jews, and what evidence remains of their traditional healing practices? To attempt to answer the latter question, we offer a brief sketch of folk medicine. Eastern European Jewry, the communities in which Eastern European Jews, known for the most part as Ashkenazi, lived, and what the written historical record reveals about their health practices and beliefs. In both official medicine, whether religious or secular, and folk medicine, we describe and discuss the different Jewish healers who treated Eastern European Jews and their non-Jewish neighbors, and we contrast the worlds of men and women healers, again, whether religious or secular, and in official or folk medicine. Chicken soup theory. Today, the popular notion of healing among Ashkenazim is often reduced to chicken soup, but Eastern European Jews have a highly complex medicinal tradition that dates back to the Hebrew Bible. The historical records of Jewish communities across many centuries and lands, the ancient Near East, the Islamic world, medieval Europe, etc., reveal a rich variety of practices that include plant-based remedies. Oddly enough, if the researcher seeks out evidence of herbalism in modern Eastern European Jewish communities, the written record falls largely silent. While many aspects of Ashkenazi life and culture have been thoroughly documented, researched, and examined, the majority of mainstream scholarship focusing on the history of Ashkenazi communities has almost entirely ignored the existence of traditional healers among the Ashkenazim. If discussed at all, folk healers have generally been portrayed as backward, ignorant, and foolish. Such dismissiveness is closely tied to the modern medical culture's interest in elevating its reputation among the general population by discounting pre-modern traditions and their practitioners, and maligning healers lacking formal medical training as superstitious, quacks, and so forth. Despite the long-standing and tireless efforts to eradicate their practices, however, Ashkenazi folk medicinal practitioners had an enduring presence in Eastern Europe for centuries, and they were an integral part of community well-being until deep into the 20th century. One current authority, the YIVO Encyclopedia of Jews in Eastern Europe, tells readers that, traditionally, the Ashkenazi approach to healthcare made no distinction between what would now be considered scientific and folk medicines. While the entry reveals that Ashkenazim relied heavily on medicinal plants for their well-being right up until the destruction of European Jewry, it completely passes over which plants served as their familiar folk remedies.